Hello everybody, welcome to New York Talks Instant Reaction. An away day first. We're hiding because we feel like real divvies filming on somebody else's back garden. It's not their literal back garden, I should point that out. But anyway, 1-1 draw away at Stevenage. Start at the end, Tom.
Oh yeah, the only place to start.
That's frustrating. It's a Dylan Phillips mistake. He's owned up to it. You've seen him there. He's owned up to it, but jeez, that's frustrating.
Credit where credit's due. He's come over and he's apologised to the away fans, but yeah, it's another mistake, isn't it? And we keep saying it every time he starts. He seems to make a mistake. So it was, it took 90 plus 3, but his goal of the game was given, unfortunately. And he's just completely misjudged it. And as a goalkeeper, you can't not catch the ball and be out-jumped by a striker.
Out-jumped as well is the issue, isn't it? Out-jumped. You've got your hands are up here and you've been out-jumped.
Yes, it's extremely disappointing, and I think we said it when we were coming out that if there was something to play for in that game, I think it'd mean a lot more. But we've got nothing to play for anymore. It's another mistake for the Phillips catalogue, and I don't think he's doing himself any favours for a new contract. So I think that's that, in all honesty.
Yeah, I agree, Mick, and it's one of those. We hate singling out players for negativity on this podcast. I can hear Paula Rhodes starting the car up to drive him to his next club, and we hate singling out players, but it's a theme, innit? It's a theme of Phillips' time, and I said this on the way out. Again, it's difficult to use Victor as an example, but let's use Cam Dawson as an example. Cam Dawson's not perfect, but he does really good things. He does some really, really good things. That's which makes up for the mistakes he makes generally, or he certainly has in his second spell he made for us. I'm just frustrated with Phillips. He don't make up for these mistakes. He just kind of makes them, and I just feel bad talking about it. To be honest, I don't know why.
Yeah, it's difficult, isn't it? It's difficult. I mean, I don't think he's good enough. Ultimately, he's not what we're looking for. Let's put it that way. Yeah, he's not what we're looking for, and I think it's time we moved on. So, I feel for him, but
Football's a cutthroat business.
It's cutthroat, yeah, absolutely. Move him on and let's find somebody else.
If it was a normal business, we wouldn't be having these conversations, would we? It's football, it's cutthroat.
No, he'd be gone. He'd be gone. So, too many mistakes and not enough redeeming features, I think is probably the best way around it to describe it.
Good way of putting it. But we did go ahead early on, Tom. The game itself was it wasn't dissimilar to the Wigan game, to be honest. We just took us chance early on. Scrappy goal, but Sam Nombe's popped up. He's come off with injury, which we'll obviously find out later on, the severity of the injury. But now Sam Nombe's he's come alive under Matt Hamshaw, to be honest. He's a constant threat, and when he went off, our performance has dipped a bit. So it shows how important it's become, I think.
Yeah, and it might be a coincidence that the performance dropped, but I think it's very much you can make the case that it really wasn't. I mean, we couldn't see much of it from where we were, so we're going to have to look at it back. But it seems like it's a good ball in from Powell, really good ball in. And, if you're a striker at the back post, you could argue 6 months ago he doesn't even try and score that. He tries to put it back across, or if he miscues it or whatever. But, he's come into a real vein of form, and I wouldn't say he's quite that player that we expected yet. I think he's still got a little bit for me to go. I think he's done exceptionally well under Hamshaw, and if he can continue that form next season, I think we'd be talking about a fantastic Rotherham United striker. He's got all the qualities of what you needed, and as you say, our threat dulled when he went off. There was no channel running, there was no harassing the centre halves who seemed to just want to play it into the channels constantly. He's such a big asset and such a. It's good that this injury's come on, penultimate game because, if we had anything to play for and this had happened a couple of weeks ago, you've lost your star striker because, he's making the new Rotherham tick, which is the best compliment you can kind of give him. He is the man at the moment for us.
Yeah, he is. I've just realised an instant reaction is quite difficult because you've got instant, and then I realised we're sat behind goal and we can't see anything, so making it even more difficult for us. I don't know why we're doing this, to be honest with you. I hope you enjoy it. We don't know the severity of Sam Nombe's injuries. He looked like he were in trouble, so the season might be over. He's got 14 for the season, so he could end up with 15 for the season. A terrible year. I mean, that's a really, really good return, unlike some other players that we've signed last summer. Ben's not with us, Mick, so I'm going to allow you to do with the Ben's take. Jonathan Clark-Harris had to come on. He didn't have to come on. Jonathan Clark-Harris was brought on for Sam Nombe. Then JJ came on later on. just kind of compare and contrast the two and how they impacted the game. I'm not saying we should. We'll talk about JJ's future, but
yeah,
I mean, stark contrast in terms of how they
well,
play.
JJ came on about 88 minutes,
Barely.
something like
Barely
that. Wasn't it?
Yeah.
Well, whatever.
Yeah.
You know, it was very, very late in the game. You know, and he didn't have a great deal of time to influence the game. But in the let's call it 10 minutes that he was on the pitch, he influenced it 20, 30, 40 times more than Johnson Clark-Harris did for the 60 minutes that he was on it. We've kind of glossed over his performances a little bit, excused him with lack of confidence, excused him with injuries, excused him with all sorts of stuff all season. But we're now in game 45 of 46, and he's been appalling, quite frankly. He has been appalling for the whole of the season, and today summed him up. You know, I mean, there was an instance at the end of the game, back into the game, before they scored, where JJ took the ball, he ran at the defence, arguably, and I think you will argue this. He should have had a go. Definitely should have had a go, but he's laid it out wide for Clark-Harris, who almost fell over it. You know, he was in space. He was bearing down on goal earlier on in the game. Didn't take his shot. Took it wide. Put a feeble cross back in. The Johnson Clark-Harris of 2 or 3 years ago would have bust the net with all of those. Yeah. It doesn't even seem like he's going to make any effort to do it at the moment. I suspect possibly Hamshaw may have told him he's not in his plans and he's thrown his teddy out the cot. I don't know whether that's right or not. But it just that's the air I get from the way he's performing on the pitch. Just not interested.
Give him his chances. I think he's giving him his chances. I think that's. I don't want to say he's giving himself enough rope to hang himself with, but I think I think he's being fair, Hamshaw, by playing him. I think Hugo's played. I think he knows what Hugo's going to give him. So I think there's no question marks in Hamshaw's head. I think he knows whether he's going to keep Hugo or not. I don't know, but I think he knows Hugo, and Hugo's shown what he's got. He's got to give Clark-Harris a chance, and he's under himself.
Yeah.
And we'll see what happens in the summer.
We've nothing to play for, like you say. So I can see that argument. If we were playing for something, there is no way getting anywhere near the squad, even if we only got 11 fit players. Quite frankly, because you're playing the player there who's not giving anything. He's not bringing anything at all to the party. Anything. Yeah. If you had something, even if you had a long throw or anything.
What's the Dylan Phillips thing again? What's his redeeming features?
Yeah. So. Getting gone, unfortunately. Sorry, mate.
Let's finish on man of the match, because that's what we always do. So make sure if you have a man of the match from either team, I suppose, let us know who you think your man of the match was. Difficult one to pick, and again, I don't know if it's the angle we were sat at, Tom. I found it difficult to pick out a standout performer. I thought Kelly was pretty good in midfield. He kept the ball moving, he kept it ticking over. Then I'm thinking Cam Humphries or Hacks, to be honest with you. They were really cool and calm on the ball. If you're going to push me, if I push myself, I'll go Hacks probably. But I think it's difficult to pick one.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think it was an attacking player. I think that's for sure. I think that performance was defensive, defensive minded. So I think you can only give it to a defensive player. For me, again, it'd be Hacks, but I'd give it Cam, because the couple times that he was threatened, he's not a big, strong lad, and he showed today that he could kind of. There was some big lads that they had up front, and he showed that he had the strength and composure to sort of deal with them. He brought the ball out of the back a couple of times, one time resulting in our disallowed goal, which again we haven't seen back, so we don't know if that was the correct call or not. So I'd give it him, just based on the fact that you can give it Hacks every week. So let's try and make it different this week. But unfortunately, there was not many players in the attacking sense who could really argue there.
From both teams as well.
From both teams, yeah. Having said that, I thought their 11 was really good, and 22 were quite good. Just as
was the 11 the one that turned Powell inside out?
Yeah, and left him flat on his bum. Yeah. And also, I'd like to say Dan Gore, I thought played actually quite good, considering he was out. He looked like a player who. I don't want to say wants to be here, but he looked like a player who was giving an effort that
he was arsed.
Yeah, he was bothered, which some performances this season you can really argue against some of the players showing that kind of tenacity. So
it'd be very easy
impressed.
for him to be not arsed. Very easy.
Very
better
easy.
Circumstances.
Yeah, very easy for him to not look bothered and not play to his capabilities. But he put in a shift and he looked calm on the ball and composed. So yeah, shame that he's only back for the last 2 games.
Yeah, very much so. Mick, Justin Clark-Harris, I assume.
Yeah, no, I'm going to give it. I think I'm going to give it to the linesman.
Oh,
the linesman who thinks that the ball that bounces back into play off the corner flag could possibly have gone out for a goal kick.
Yeah,
that one. No, Hacks. Every day of the week, I thought it was outstanding. Hacks. I thought it was really, really good. Liam Kelly brought a lot to party. We're a different team when you got a player of Liam Kelly's style and ability in it. But Hacks was just. He was outstanding. Threw his body on the line and.
His goodbye at the end,
and then his little bit of a goodbye at the end.
But I assume the banner was his. If anybody at home has not seen it, he had the banner saying to all Rotherham supporters, "Thanks for your support." Now I don't know if that was a team banner or a Hacks banner. We'll find out maybe in the next few weeks. Thank you all for watching. Sometimes at the end of the season you get barn burners. Not today. Make sure you like, subscribe, all that jazz. We'll see you next time. Up the Mills.